on now.
Hello and welcome to my channel Wrestling Latest. So now today we are going to talk about 5 failed WWE Money in the Bank cash-ins in WWE history. Number 5, John Cena on 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw. Oddly enough, the first to fail a Money in the Bank cash-in was the 16-time WWE Champion himself, John Cena. The leader of the C Nation was in the middle of his epic feud with CM Punk. And unlike the most competitors to hold the briefcase called his shot, he challenged the then WWE Champion to a match on WWE Raw 1000 on July 23, 2012. As Cena as the voice of the voiceless in the STFU, Big Show ran to the ring and broke it up, ending the match in a DQ win for Cena. On the match, he actually failed to win the title, making him the first to cash in his briefcase and not walk out with the championship. Punk refused to help Cena as he was beaten by the world's largest athlete and would cement his heel turn when The Rock rushed to Cena's head. After he took Show to the floor, Punk attacked the Great One, setting up a feud 6 months in the making. It is genuinely quite surprising to look back and see that one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time would start this list. That goes to that when WWE wants to be, they are truly unpredictable. Number 4, Damian Sandow on WWE Raw 2013. For a few years there, WWE had 2 Money in the Bank briefcases. Unlike how it works now, though it wasn't separated between the men and women's divisions, there was a briefcase for Raw WWE Championship and SmackDown WWE World Heavyweight Championship. At Money in the Bank 2013, Randy Orton won the case for Raw, while Damian Sandow outlasted Cesaro, Cody Rhodes, Jon Moxley, Fandango, Jake Hager, and Wade Barrett to win the blue briefcase. Following a feud against his former Rhodes scholar partner Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow attempted to cash his shot in on the man we just discussed, John Cena. Now we have already seen the year, which means you know what happens to these titles as we moved into WrestleMania 30. Unfortunately, Sandow was unable to beat John Cena despite the champ having an injured arm. Though Cena was the first to fail, Sandow was actually the first to lose his cash-in attempt. Number 3, Baron Corbin on WWE SmackDown 2017. It is strange to anyone else that 3 out of 5 cash-ins on this list involve John Cena in some way. The Golden Boy of WWE certainly loved to make history, and this was another example in 2017. Baron Corbin captured the Money in the Bank briefcase, and being on the SmackDown brand, he was poised to cash in on WWE Champion Jinder Mahal. The Maharaja McDaddy has a rough night on August 15, 2017. He opened the show with an Independence Day Championship celebration, only for it to be ruined by his SummerSlam challenger Shinsuke Nakamura. Not only that, but Mahal had to face John Cena in the main event later on that night. Somehow Mahal managed to avoid getting pinned after a handful of attitude adjustments, but would ultimately lose by DQ when Baron Corbin interfered. Things turned off for the modern-day Maharaja, though, as John Cena distracted the lone wolf, allowing Jinder Mahal to roll off Mr. Money in the Bank and steal the win. Corbin and Cena weren't though there, as they would have a match at SummerSlam 5 days later, where Cena would completely squash and embrace Corbin. It was a rough week for him, certainly, though he did turn things around with a WWE US Championship run later on the year. Still, this is the list that nobody wants to be on. Number 2, Braun Strowman in WWE Hell in a Cell 2018. There were a few years there where WWE kept ending Hell in a Cell matches by DQ or no contest. It's never been a popular decision, with the latest one being that Seth Rollins The Fiend fiasco that left fans chanting AEW restart the match and we want refunds afterward. Because of that, fans tend to target the end of the year prior. Roman Reigns has finally taken the WWE Universal Championship away from Brock Lesnar and was set to defend it against his longtime rival Braun Strowman, with the feud that the Monster Among Men and the Big Dog had several over years, both as parts of their own factions as singles competitors. A match between 2 of the best bruisers in the company inside that structure made of a ton of sense. Braun Strowman was confident in his ability to beat Reigns and decided not to surprise him. He laid out the challenge loud and clear as WWE Hell in a Cell. They would face off in a Hell in a Cell match where nobody could interfere. Of course, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler attempted to break in on behalf of Strowman, while the Shield did their best to help Reigns. Someone else, however, made their presence known. That someone was former WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. The allies of Reigns and Strowman took each other out, and Lesnar made his way to the ring to lay out the two competitors. Referee Mick Foley attempted to get a handle of the situation but was blinded by Paul Heyman, who sprayed him with mace. Lesnar left nothing but destruction in his wake, and when he and Heyman left, the PPV was over. There was no definitive end to the match. Reigns and Strowman were seen struggling to get their feet as the feud ended. Number 1. The Miz on WWE TLC 2020. For WWE, AEW and everyone around the globe, 2020 has been a horrendous year. Plans were put on hold or cancelled completely, and WWE has had to pull the oil stop and start with multiple storylines over the year. When Otis won the Money in the Bank briefcase at the PPV of the same name earlier this year, no one in the WWE universe knew where things were heading. As it turned out, neither did WWE. Otis held the briefcase for 5 months before losing it to The Miz at Hell in a Cell earlier this year. As Miz was drafted to Raw a few weeks prior, he claimed that he would be cashing in sooner rather than later. Over the past few months, Miz would remind Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, who both held the WWE Championship in that time span, that he was always lurking around on Monday nights at WWE TLC. The Miz finally made his move, turning the TLC match between AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre into a triple threat. The Miz was both sent through a table and launched off a ladder onto the ropes before receiving a nasty Claymore kick, barely getting anyone else down. McIntyre retained, ending Miz 2-month run as Mr. Money in the Bank. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, like my video, subscribe the channel, and let me know in the comments below how you like my video.